How to blow up your income. Because again, last month we talked about how to blow up our agency. This month I really want to share with you guys how to blow up your income, because that's what I want to see from you guys. I look at it as my job, and we only have meetings once a month, so I want to use the best use of my time possible and let you guys know what I think is the number one way to increase your income. And that's kind of hard because so many things goes into how to make more money, right? But if you had to think of just one thing, and I don't have it all figured out, but this is what I came up with. This is the best I can do for you guys. Okay, so what do you guys think is the number one way?
Consistency.
Consistency is definitely a big part of the big picture there. You got to be consistent, right? You can't just do it one day, not the next. It all relates into this one thing here, which is to change your identity. Who you think you are determines everything you do. And I just want to go over how this breaks down here, okay? So your identity. Okay, your brain, in a way, always wants to prove yourself right. So you guys have like a certain identity. What do you guys call yourselves?
A good person.
You're a good person, okay? So if you talk to yourself and you say you're a good person, you're going to do good person things, okay? So if you say I am a hard worker, I'm a successful person, okay? Because your actions is not going to be always congruent with your identity. So your identity determines your effort. If you think you're a 15K agent, then you're going to put 15K effort into it. Or if you think you're a decent parent, then you're just going to not put that much effort into parenting. Or if you think you're an extra fit person, that's how you look at yourself, then you're going to be going to the gym every day. So if you think you're successful, then you're going to put in the effort. It's always going to relate there. And what does effort lead to?
Results.
Absolutely. We all know effort leads to results, okay? And then the results reinforces your identity. Okay, so it's just like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like everything you do is like, okay, well, that's who I think I am, so that's what I do, and you get the results that you actually think you deserve. So if making more money is the result that we want, then we actually have to start from being able to adjust your identity. So another analogy I have for you guys for this situation is that your identity is like your temperature, right? And I could see in your guys' face a little bit that the temperature here, this is a thermostat, and then what we could do is set it on auto. What do you guys like to set it up on?
60.
80? 60. Okay, that's a good example because everyone's a little different. Okay, everyone's very different. So we'll just 60 to 80, that's a big difference. So we'll just call it 70 or 75, right? So your identity, we all have identity, and this room is supposed to work this way, but if there's a lot of people in here and it's really sunny, then it's going to cool itself down automatically, right? But what if it gets like really cold, or it gets late at night, then it actually starts heating it up to 75. So it sets like your comfort level. And our identity is just like that. Because I've seen it over and over again, where people are just doing really well. They get their license, or maybe they're doing really well, or they have a great month, or they get off to a good start, but it's almost like they don't feel like they deserve to get to the next level. And they actually go through some self-sabotaging situations. Sometimes it could be coincidence, but sometimes it seems like it's like, why is this happening where, problems happen and situations happen, and you bring yourself down because fundamentally you don't feel like you're deserving what you're going to get. Okay, same thing with your fitness. Like sometimes when you are actually, it goes the opposite way too. Like if you're really like blown up and you're super fat, then you're going to be like, okay, well, you know what? I got to get my fitness level up to a certain point. But if you reach a certain point, then you're going to be like, okay, let me cool myself down here. Or if you start making a lot of money and then you have all this money in the bank account, you're like, oh my God, I'm not worthy of this. Let me just blow it all so I'm comfortable here. But when you go below what you're comfortable with, then you're going to hustle your way back up. So you just have like this level here that you're comfortable with, and everyone always ends up what they think they're worth. The good news to me is that a lot of times people think the external situations, like what's going on with the temperature outside, determines your temperature. But this is absolutely an internal game. You set your own temperature. You want to run at 75 degrees when it comes to fitness or relationship or family or money. You could set yourself up at 85, 95 higher degrees, where that's where your comfort level is higher than where you guys are at right now. So, since identity is that important, 3 ways to change your identity. Number 1 is adjust your thermostat higher. Okay, instead of being comfortable at 70, you want to be comfortable at 80, 90, 100, 110. So how do you think you guys could do that?
Have goals.
Have goals. Great one, Jamie. Have goals that you want to reach certain levels. Okay, that is the big one. Another one.
Habits.
Habits. Great one. Okay, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Attitude. One of the things I'll tell you guys is put yourself around higher temperature people. Okay, if you want to run, well, let's say you want to have a great relationship, then it's good to be around people that have great relationships. Okay, or if you just want to be super into your fitness, then it's good to have people around you that are really into fitness too. And if you really want to make a lot of money, then you want to be around top performers and top producers, so you rub that off on yourself. So being around winners and being around people that run hotter than you is a great way to increase your temperature. Second one is to go hard and hit a short-term goal. One of the things I saw with Laura is once she hit 12 years ago, when she hit the Agent of the Month, that became her identity. Like she never went backwards from there. I could tell you guys that's why the best month ever is such a big deal for me, because you guys reached a new level. And I could tell you guys, Lupe and Victoria, they don't see themselves the same anymore. And that was only 4 short months. 4 short months, and then you just raise your level and you're like, this is me now. Number 3 is go get rid of something or someone. Okay, there's just something in our lives that we all have, and I'm pretty good at this part, is that some people are trying to cool you down, or something is trying to cool you down. Not maybe a person, could be a person, a lot of times it is a person, but sometimes it's a belief you have, or a habit you have, or a behavior that you have that you just need to get rid of because it's cooling you down. So those are some things that I want to share with you guys, okay? I want to make a lot of money. I'm not going to hang around with 50%ers when it comes to their finance. If I'm following them and they're talking about something being lazy or something like that, I'm following them real quick. Or if it's somebody I love, then I'm going to be like, okay, I can't get rid of you, but I'm self-aware enough to say like, okay, well, that's how you think, I'm not going to let you cool me down here. Those are the ways to adjust the thermostat level. So I want you guys to be running, and you guys can go to 85, 90, 95 degrees. Number 2 is get new information. Okay, so before we talk about new information, we've got to talk about the old information. One thing we have to understand about our old information, such as I'm not good enough, or didn't come from the right school, or my family's from this, just negative self-talk. Where does that come from? Negative experiences, yep, because you weren't born with those thoughts. Okay, someone put them there. We have to actually understand that these are thoughts that you didn't come this way. Someone put them there. So what do we do to get that old information out? You get new information. Okay, so the power of new information, I learned this back in 2016. It was the end of the year, and for Christmas, I got, our family Apple TV. Back then, it was like those consoles. You guys remember that? It wasn't even like part of the TV back then. And I hooked it up, and at that time, Derek was just turned 2, and Kyle was about to turn 1. I lived in this 1,400 square feet little house in Foothill Ranch, and pretty much everything was average about me, I would say. But something I was like, man, I need some inspiration. Like I could tell like I needed something new. So I just typed in motivational speech on YouTube, because the first time I had YouTube on my TV, and the first thing that popped up was Grant Cardone, and I watched this video. He's talking about thinking big and like all this like crazy things. I was like, this is what I was looking for. Watched another video, and then I got his books and I started reading these new books. 2017, that's when we moved into this new building, and didn't know how to afford the rent here, but started hiring people, and that's when I started looking into Facebook ads and looking into YouTube videos to how to run Facebook ads. Just still want to show you guys that the power of new information helps me so much in my life, and that's why I really recommend you guys getting new information too. So how can you guys get new information? Books, okay, that's how I've got new information. You do have to audit yourself of everything new is good, like there's obviously information that's not good, but you want to have positive information that could help us. YouTube videos, okay, great way to get new information. That's inspirational, new ideas. Podcasts, okay, the trainings that we have here, that's what I'm trying to bring to you guys. meetings that we have, training meetings. So there's a lot of new ways to get new information. And I just want to say that, we have to sometimes stop listening to the same people all our lives. And replace the old information with new information. And speaking of new information, okay, I want to shift your guys' reality here when it comes to making more income. Because there's a lot of misconceptions. The stuff that doesn't matter, that people think that it matters. What are some things people think matters?
Materialistic stuff.
Materialistic stuff, yep, okay. But to make more money, people think like you have to be born in the right family. That obviously helps, but your family has to be from a certain place. Or you have to be a certain age. Or you have to be a certain gender. You have to go to a certain school. Luckily for me, it doesn't matter about how good looking you are. What is it that matters really? None of those things matter. Like people think those things matter. So what is it that truly matters when it comes to making more money? What is it that makes the money? That actually matters in this world? The effort is important, but what does that effort result to?
Skills.
Skills is important, but you have to also have skills. Basically, the way to make money in this world is your production. Are you able to help the company you're working at make money? That to me is great news to me because none of the stuff I talked about doesn't matter. Okay, because your production you can control. No one's going to stop you from producing more here. I'll tell you guys that right now. You got to play within the rules, but once you understand the rules and play within the rules, then you can make as much money as you can, and the proportion of how much you blow up this place, help us blow up this place, is how much you guys will blow up too. So it doesn't have to do with anything, so I just want to let you guys know that that's the truth in this world out there, is that it's just based on merit and production. All right, and number 3, change your habits. Your habits, speaking of the book club, okay, some of you guys have already read this, some of you guys are reading it right now, but I'll tell you guys this book, some people think it's about achieving goals. It's a lot deeper than that. It's about becoming someone you want to be. Okay, so habits and identity, I'll show you guys. First, you decide who you want to be. So, who do you guys want to be? Okay, you want to be a kind person. Okay, you want to be a positive person. You want to be a fit person. You want to be a 100K earner. First you decide, and then you start thinking, okay, what would that person do repeatedly? A fit person, what would they do in this situation for lunch right now? What would they do at this time of night? Like, would they go to sleep? Or if you want to be a top 3 agent or the agent of the month, like what would that agent of the month agent do right now in this situation at work? And you just repeat that. You just do that. And then you become your habits. Okay, so if you go to the gym every single day, then you become a fit person because your identity is based on what you do, your past data. So I can't, back then in 2016, I can't say I'm a fit person with my data is that I don't work out and I eat fried chicken every single day. Like I can't view myself as that. But if you start doing what you repeatedly do, then that is going to change your identity and even change who you are. So yeah, just here to help you change your identity. It's not easy to change your identity, obviously, but you guys have done it before. Like in high school, my identity was I'm a high school basketball player. Okay, and in college, my identity was not proud of it, but I'm a stoner that likes to listen to rap. Then I changed to I'm a top shoe salesperson. Then I changed to I'm a top insurance sales agent, to a business owner with staff. And now I'm even working on changing my identity right now, hence the suit, is CEO. I'm not just trying to be like Christian. I'm trying to change my identity here of being a CEO of an 8-figure company that has managers running, helping me run the business. So it takes a lot to be able to change your identity, but I want to give you guys some words of encouragement. Okay, because if you're in this room, then I know 3 things are true about you guys, which is our core principles. Which are what?
Being kind.
Being kind, hard workers, thank you, Diana. Last thing that's true about you guys? Go ahead.
The best.
The best, we are the best, thank you, Jared. I love that word. That should be part of our core principles too. If you're in this room, you're hardworking, okay? If you're not, then you wouldn't be here. You're a kind person. What helped us get through last year? Teamwork, which is because we are consistent, because we're positive. These 3 things are true about you guys. I was on a podcast, and it was with another business owner, and he was telling me, what's your goals? And we started talking about goals, And he was like, "Are you into cars?" I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "What's your dream car?" And we're talking like he's like, "Oh, mine's a Ferrari." I was like, "Oh yeah, me too. Cool, cool." He said, "Did you ever think," because he's a business owner too, that if we let go of just one person, that we could afford to lease our dream car? So I just want to let you guys know how much I believe in you guys, because that's the trade-off I'm making. I believe in you guys so much that your value to me and your potential is higher than me being able to get my dream car. Okay, so I want you guys to shift your identity to someone that's worth it. Okay, you're worth putting more extra effort to make more money. You're worth taking care of your body, going to the gym. Your body is more important than you think, so feed it what's good for your body. And you're worth the happiness. Okay, you're worth the investment you want to make to yourself. And maybe someone in the past has maybe told you otherwise, the opposite, but that's just how they look at themselves. That has nothing to do with you. Okay, so I'm just here to tell you guys that I see it in you guys. Okay, I want you guys to see it in you more and to really just let go of the old information and just accept it. You could do more, you deserve more, and just want you guys to believe that you're worth it and accept it and that you are it. All right? So that's it. Thank you guys.